reverse. Am I correct? Let's see how many of us can do that in our brain. So let's go. E, V, O, L. And we give them a loud round of applause, please.
Take one piece, feed Nigel.
Now?
No, Nigel first feed Malende.
Now? Now, as African men and women, we understand the importance of food at home, right? 13 years is the one that came to us. Malende is going to be demonstrating to us exactly how he's going to master the art of not only cooking, but feeding and taking care of our husband. We all know it starts from here and then everything else works out right. Am I right, Dr. Sandomo? Dr. Sandomo, is she there? Am I right? I'm sure that Dr. Sandomo has been enjoying some work. From the smile on Nigel's face, I can tell. But let's see if he's also an expert feeder. Can we give them a loud round of applause, please? And just for informative purposes, you've already had your share of the cake, all right?
Hey, folks, are they not beautiful, those two people sitting over there? Yeah! Give them a hand of applause again. We appreciate you. We salute you. We salute Malende's family for giving us a wonderful, beautiful lady. From all what I've heard, from all what I've heard from everyone, from all what I've heard from her friends and her cousins and everyone that has spoken, she must be one of a kind. She must be a wonderful lady. And I can promise Dr. Shandomo, the doctors, both doctors, that she is in absolute good hands. Amen. We are going to do everything in our power not to let you down. We assure you, and you guys, don't think one moment that you guys are going to ever separate. Because if you're going to separate, you know what you're going to do? You're going to bring everybody that's here today, bring all of us back before you can break that vow. So you know you are in it for the long haul. We thank you guys for bringing us here today. We thank the Zambian family. We are now family. Now I know one other place to go to in Africa, Zambia. I have to come check out Chipolopolo. I don't can check them out. Okay, if you don't know what Chipolopolo is the Zambian national soccer team. Those are the Copper Boys. Okay, and now if they're going to play against the Indomitable Lions, I would have a hard time. I don't want Malende to be around when they're playing against the Indomitable Lions. Okay, Dr. Shimono, one more thing I have to tell you. I would say it in Zambian language, Tualumba. It's Tualumba in their language, is thank you. Thank you, would say it in my own language, Mia, Miaka. I will say it in English, thank you. We say it in another Cameroonian national language, merci beaucoup.
Good evening, everybody. I'm very pleased to be here to represent Nigel's mother and part of Nigel's family. We grew up together, me and Nigel's mother. We're like best friends almost. And our families go back together. Her mother, Mildred's mother, is my godmother. I am Nigel's godmother. My sister is also one of Nigel's godmother's, one of Nigel's mother's godchild. So we go back a long way. And Nigel was actually born at our house. It's funny how we were deciding what name to give him, and we would come up with all kinds of names, and we would say, oh, until we finally came up with Nigel. We was like, oh yeah, that sounds French, They'd say, yeah, that's the name, that's what we're gonna name him. So me and Nigel's mother, we decided to name him Nigel, and she made me Nigel's godmother. And really, I could tell you, our families, we're just like, we're really not related, but you could say we're related because from when our parents were young, they were all together. And so I stand here today, I'm very proud to represent Mildred. Somebody said Nigel is a good cook, and Mildred was a very, very good cook. I mean, when I had my daughter, Mildred was coming every day for 2 weeks. She would bring food. Somebody said Nigel has a big heart, that he would do anything for you. That's the same. That's exactly how Mildred was. I had another engagement, and I really had to cancel it because I wouldn't miss this for the world. I had to be here because Mildred would have done the same thing, and that's the least I could do for her. So I hope wherever she is, I hope she's interceding for us. And I just want to say, Nigel, you have a very beautiful wife. Malende, you're gorgeous. I'm so pleased to have you in my life. You guys can call me whenever you need anything. God bless you, and make sure you pray, because a family that prays together stays together.
I think Nigel adopted me as his auntie and not the other way around. So I'm actually here in place of my sister, Dorothy Mojoko Ewusingo, who is in Cameroon right now. Through her, I met Nigel in the basement. I said, who's that kid? That's Nigel. I said, Solange, who's that kid down there? That's Nigel. Moki, who's that kid? That's Nigel. Kale, who's that kid? That's Nigel. So I came to know Nigel through a lot of challenges, ups and downs, and he always promised me, Auntie Joe, one day I'll make you proud. I'm going to be a man. That's what he promised us, and we believed him. Nigel, I have to say thank you to a lot of people who are here who collectively took part in your life. I know it's been a challenge, but you overcome a lot of challenges, and here you are shining through. The song that Elisa and the young lady who has a very beautiful voice sang together, Nigel sang that song every day at home with Auntie Dora. I was tired of listening to that song. So I really wanted to cry when I heard that song for you. Malende, Nigel told me that I gave him a speech. This is what he said, I said to him. I'm not sure about this, but he said, Auntie Joe, do you remember when you said to me that I shouldn't change a thing about myself? I said that to you? He said, yes, you did. So because one day someone is gonna meet you and accept you for who you are. Then you made the phone call. You said, Auntie Joe, I met someone. I'm like, really? So he said he had an engagement. I did not believe it. You have to excuse me, Malende, you did not see me at the engagement. I could not believe it. So then he has a wedding coming up. I must be here. So on behalf of everyone who has supported you, who has been in your life, who is going to continue to be in your life, I wish the both of you nothing but God's blessings. May he continue to shine his light upon you. I'm very proud of you, Nigel. You made my come true. You became a man. Amen.
Thank you. And thank you for the last part, which I would probably send to my son-in-law. I want to thank everyone. I thought I would just stand over there, but you see, I don't see the people in the back. I promise you, I will be very brief. If I had a class that taught the way we are doing tonight, I would drop that class. So, this is two people that I love. So, this is one thing we don't do in class. Is it okay now? Yes. Thank you. I was saying I've heard a lot this evening about Malende and Nigel, and I love them really. I wish I could stand here and talk about them as well, particularly my beautiful girl, Malende. I will not, because I want you to enjoy this occasion. And we're just about done. After Dr. Shandomo, who has traveled all the way from Swaziland, has said a few words here, I want us to laugh and dance and enjoy each other's company. So I want to say thank you to my God. I thank God for a time as this. I am humbled by your presence here. In this country, time is money. You have traveled from very far places. You have traveled to celebrate Malende and Nigel's marriage today because you love us. You are all our friends. Some of the people seated in here have been praying ever since they heard that Malende had gotten engaged to you, Nigel. Some groups that you see sitting here have prayed every single day for you, together with Malende. So I want to thank everyone that is here tonight. Malende is as beautiful on the outside as she is on the inside. This is one time I can say God answers prayers. I have said this before. Nigel, the woman you are sitting next to is humble. She is trusting. She is prayerful. She is loving. She will call me and say, Mommy, how are you? When she graduated from the University of Minnesota, she said to me, Dr. Shandoma, are you there? She said to me, Mommy, it's time I went to see my dad. That's how loving that girl is. When she returned from Swaziland, she was full of joy. She was full of happiness about what she had seen. She came to this country when she was 9 years old. Sometimes I write things to talk about, and I change my mind. I could talk about Malende and the love she has for family. I could talk about how she has made me proud in many, many ways. But all I can say tonight is that, Nigel, you and your family have come in my garden tonight and plucked that flower that I really adored. The last flower in my family. Look after my girl. She will look after you. Benzu vangu ndindi vonsava. Benzu vangu ndindi ndasegelela. Benzu vangu ndindi vonsava. Benzu vangu ndindi. Okay, thank you. Ne tula yanagale amulindire. Tula yanagale. Kamu ya. Now, thank you, ladies. You look so beautiful. They took part of my time. This was not in my planning. So can you give me 2 minutes? Okay, 2 minutes, I promise you. I don't want you to drop my class. Nigel, my family welcomes you today. We welcome you to, I always say, welcome to the great family. In this great family, we are not perfect, but we are great lovers. We shall love you forever. But I want to tell you something, Nigel. Are you looking at me, my son-in-law? Nigel? One day I said to Malende, hello everyone. If there's anything you want to remember, I want you to remember this. One day I said to my daughter, do you really want to marry Nigel? Are you sure this will be the only marriage for you and Nigel? And she looked at me, and this is not funny. She looked at me and she said, Mama, when I look at Nigel, I see the father, the future father of my future children. And I can't quote her verbatim, Nigel, but I want you to remember. She said, I look at this man And I say, in 100 years from today, if God gives me life, I will still love him. So good luck, and may God bless you, and may God give you many children, because you look so good together, and because I think you will honor God forever. Welcome and welcome to this family. I did not say one thing I wrote on this paper. And now, allow me to introduce, may I do that? May I ask Dr. Shandomo to come over?
Why are you taking my job?
Okay.
Thank you. A round of applause. No, it's my time. Nigel, let me tell you one thing about your father-in-law. Shh. He's a man of very few words. So if I were you, I would pay very close attention to these words. This may be the most you'll hear him speak.
Thank you. In the first place, I would like to be very sincere with myself. I have never been this nicely dressed for a long time. And this means quite a lot to me. For me to be this nicely dressed, it means it's a special occasion. I would like to thank you all for being here. I'm sure we have already been thanked, so I don't need to go into all that again. Yeah, but what I would like to say this evening is, first of all, just to introduce a few people to you. I have children here. I would like to thank them very much for what they have done on my behalf. Because I live, as you may have heard, back in Africa. And I could not do anything in the preparation of the wedding for my beloved daughter. But my children took over everything. And I would like to thank them for that. I'm sorry, I didn't have paper like my colleague had, a short paper, but mine are quite long. I brought them all the way from Africa. I needed to be very original. I have not used anything American. To begin with, on a serious note, is that I would like to thank the Lord who has made it possible for me to live till certain things have happened in my life. One of them is that in Africa, we have improved our films, movies. Now we have been watching Western movies for quite a long time, but at least in my lifetime, I really thank God who has made me live until I can now sit in front of my TV, maybe the TV also to watch me, to watch African movies of high standard. The second thing that I thank God for making me live up to this far is that the Seventh-day Adventist Church has introduced a program of reading the Bible every day, a chapter every day. And by way, those ones who don't catch up with this thing, today we are reading Psalms chapter 21. The other important event that has happened, and I thank God for it, is that for the first time ever in the history of this world, we have a president in the United States who has African origins. Yeah, normally we could say Mwananchi of Kenya. The Mwananchi wa Kenya is one ruling. And then the fourth, but the most important thing is that at least God has made me live to a stage where I've watched and given into marriage 4 of my daughters. The one we are witnessing today is the 4th one, and was supposed to be the last one. But unfortunate for her, I have another one. And also 3 of my sons also got married. I've witnessed that, and I thank God for that. Now, you see, the trouble is, I thought there would be a platform where I would put my papers. I didn't know. Yeah, you can do that. I also now